Hi everyone, it's Bev DeBono with Noteworthy Simple Page Kit number 6. Now, if you've never seen the Simple Page Kits, let me just quickly tell you what they're sort of all about. Every month, Creative Memories comes out with a page kit bundle, and it's a real simple one, and we're going to do Page Kit 6 tonight. And in each kit, there are 3 papers with a strip of stickers, and you get cutting directions on them. So at the end of the year, you have an entire album completed just using the simple page kits. So this happens to be page kit 6, and you can still do this class if you don't have page kit 6, because I'm going to give you the measurements of what you need to create the exact same pages. Okay, but this is so I am using these and pre-setting up my book. So this is my title page for that particular year. This is one of the simple page kits. This was kit number 1. So you start off with New Year's. Kit number 2, which was Love, Valentine, Best Friends. Kit number 3, Memories, Coffee, Friends. It's just a fun, just all over that you can use for many, many things. Kit 4 was Spring or Easter. You could use it for either. Kit 5 was either Mother's Day or Spring Gardening. And then we're going to be doing kit number 6, which is either Father's Day or Fish Stories. Okay, so let's get started. And but you'll see how easy it is to put together and why you'll have an entire album done at the end of the year. Okay, and if you order the deluxe bundles, you get the nice folders to put them in until you're ready to use them. Okay, so page kit number 6, you need 2 base papers. If you have page kit 6, take it out and we shall start creating this one. Okay, and this is what the completed page looks like for page kit number 6. And then I will show you how to do variations using the exact same measurements. And I did one here using Autumn Cottage, kind of a Happy Trails hiking outdoorsy wood pattern. Okay, exact same. You see, when you look at it, one on top of the other, you can see how it's exactly the same sketch, but with different papers, how different it looks. Okay, so if you have page kit 6, let's take it out. You have 2 base pages, and those base pages already have strips on them, so they are already designed onto your paper. And then you have another sheet that has different colors on it with a cutting guide on the back. Okay, if you don't have page kit 6 and you want to do a variation, you need 2 sheets for your base. And I will tell you what those measurements are right now so you can, if you want to plan ahead. Okay, so you see on page kit 6, we have a base and then we have 3 different colors. Your first color is a 4.5 by 11. And you need 2 of those. So that's the top layer. It's 4.5 by 11. You need 2 of those. Your middle piece is 4.5 by 12. You need 2 of those. And the bottom strip here is 1.5 by 11. And you would need 2 of those. Okay, so I am using Hit the Road collection for my variation tonight. And you can use whatever pieces you have. You would also need, so you need coordinating papers for that. You would also need either border stickers or a border punch, okay, to create that bottom piece that's on that page. Okay, let's get started. This is a fast one. So we're going to, I just gave you the measurements for the top, the middle, and the bottom. And this is a double page. Oh, it goes this way. Here we go. Okay, and then the rest that we're cutting are mats. Okay, and the mats, there are quite a few mats. And they're going to be 4x6 and 4x4. Okay, so if you're using Page Kit 6, flip it over. We are cutting on that first cut line, which is between 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 1 and 2, we are placing this on the cut line. We are making sure that it is right on the cut line. And you can do that by taking your multi-purpose tool and right under this top blue hill, I call it, there is a little plastic guide, that slides up and down. In that guide, on the guide, there's a little black line. And that little black line tells you exactly where your trimmer is going to cut on that. Okay, so I just slide it up and down to make sure I'm going to cut right on that line. And then I cut. Okay. And then turn it to the side and then cut it on that cut line again between 1 and 2. And what you've done is these are 2 4x6 mats. Okay, we're going to cut 3 4x4 mats now. So we're going to place that cut line on the long edge there and cut number 3, 4, and 5 on the back of your page kit. Okay, so 3, 4, and 5, mats 3, 4, and 5, all measure 4x4. 4x4. Okay, so now I have 3 4x4s. And then you have another 4x6, which is cut from here, another 4x6. So we're cutting between 6 and 7 and 8. Okay, so we have 3 4x6s and 3 4x4s. 3 4x6s and 3 4x4s. Those are the mats that we are using. Okay, and then for the little strips, we need, and I'll go over this again when we get to the pieces that we are cutting for the variation. These actually measure 3x4. 3x4. Okay, if you have Page Kit 6, you'll notice that on pieces 6 and 7, there are some dotted lines. That's for you to make some cuts into it. So you're going to make like a tag. So I'm just lining them up one on top of the other, and I'm just cutting. It's really a 45-degree angle, and they just make 2 nice little tags. Okay, we're ready to assemble this, and it's that easy. Let me just move my pieces that I cut. I'm getting out my silicone mat. Okay, I'm lining both of these up towards the bottoms here. Okay, and all I'm doing is just following following the layout that's right on the guide that comes with the page kit. Okay, so I have 4x6, 4x6, 4x6. Okay, 4x4, 4x4, and 4x4. Okay, you ready to tape those down? And then the two smaller pieces that we had, the 3x4s with the little edges there, are going to go, they're just going to nestle under here, and they're going to become kind of like another little place to put some photos, or you can do some journaling in there. And that's how fast it comes together. Okay, so I'm just going to put tape on all these at the same time. And just follow along on your guide that's in there, and then we'll be creating our variation, doing exactly the same thing with these cuts. And then the rest is just all decoration after this. All right, I'm flipping these over. So when you do a variation, the hardest thing to do is to figure out your papers. And it always is. And you know, people are always saying, well, what, you know, I agonize over papers. Don't let me fool you. I really do. I really agonize over papers. Do they blend? Do they go? I change I change up papers all the time. So if you struggle with it, you're not the only one. Okay? And I hear that all the time. Okay, so these two that look like a tag, we're just going to nestle them under that one that's that 4x6 that's on its side there. And there we go. How fast is that? So now we need, we're going to take the stickers that come with it. So you can either use a border sticker, or you can use a border maker cartridge or a border punch. I'm going to be using Hit the Road for my variation, and I'm going to use one of the punches for my variation. But you need a long border strip just to kind of go from side to side on these so that you're anchoring that 1.5 inch strip to the 4.5 inch strip. Mine is just off a little bit, and before it sets, let me pick it up and redo that. And there we go. Okay, and then the rest is just all stickers. I'm going to add stickers. I'm going to use some of the some foam squares. So I'm going to use fish stories here. At the top, I'm using foam squares or my foam tape. And with the foam tape, I'm doing a quick stick and peel, and then I just peel off the pieces. Okay, so I'm putting my title on foam. You don't need to put everything on foam. And I say this because I do like to put stuff on foam, but you want that variation. You want a high and a low effect. Okay, now I'm going to add a fish and some of the grasses from the lake there, right under the fish stories. It's pretty much what was on the sheet there. Okay, and then one of these little fish things. I'm going to put the boat. I'm going to put the little boat with another, some of the lake grasses. I'm going to put those kind of near the bottom here. And kind of touch them, overlap them so that your stickers aren't just floating around, but that they really connect. I'm putting a little hook and another fish nearby. Okay, and you can add, you can add the bucket of fish. You can add the other things to here to complete it, and I think that would be cute. And then on the other side, I am going to add, a bunch of other little things, the vest, and if you bought these from your advisor, this is an advisor exclusive that you can get from them. This is some additional pieces. There is an exclusive that comes out with each kit. So for this one, I'm going to put the bait and tackle box. And then I'm going to put some foam squares under the fishing vest. Because that's the only thing I'm going to pop up on foam. Like I said, I don't pop everything up on foam. I like that varied effect, and it gives more interest to your page when you have some high and some a little lower. I tend to put a lot more foam than you probably need it because I don't like it when it bellies into it. So I tend to put a little bit more foam. All right, so I have the fishing vest. I have the can of worms with "This is the Life." Okay. Right up at the top. Oh, then maybe I have the fishing rod. So I just really went crazy with this because we don't have a lot of fishing things, and this was just perfect for that. Okay, and then a little bit more of the those little pieces there, and then the fishing hat, and then another little fish. And maybe I'm going to pop one more fish up on foam. And that is it, I think, for the page. Oh, I may have to add one more thing to the other side. Okay. So I will show you this up close, but before I do that, I'm going to add some dots. And I'm going to use the brown dual tip pen on this because I really think that the brown is going to go really well and blend in. You could use a navy. I just tend to like it to not be so bold. I'm adding one more fishing box over to here. Okay, so with my brown dual tip pen, I'm using the side that is the thicker point. Okay, the thicker point. And I'm just going to put a couple dots like all around my title. A couple dots by the boat, by the fish, just to give it a little bit of movement. And then sometimes I even put some around the And then sometimes I just put a little dot here, there, like that. Okay. So this is what that looks like. Fish Stories. This is the close-up of that. The left side with the bait box, and then the bottom where the boats are, and you see all my dots. And then this is the right side. Again, this is all done for photos, and then all the decoration is done as a big cluster on the right-hand side with dots. Okay, let's work on our variation. So we need 2 pieces for your base, your bottom. If you're not sure, go with white. White usually goes with everything. I went with beige for this outdoor one because it was a hiking one and I felt that the beige blended a little bit more. But you want 3 coordinating colors, top, middle, and then your bottom strip. And then you also want colors that are going to coordinate for your mats. Okay, and then you want some coordinating embellishments and die cuts all together. Okay, so for my variation, I'm going to use Hit the Road. And I am going to use white for my base. Okay, and the 3 colors that I selected are going to be red, blue, and the yellow. These are all designer prints from that pack. And then instead of using a border sticker, I'm actually using the road trip border punch. Okay, so your top layer strip is 4.5 by 11. You need 2 of those. So I'm going to cut mine at 4.5. Okay, and then you just want to take 1 inch off the side, and that makes it 4.5 by 11. So now I have 2 sides of that. Your next is going to be 4.5 by 12, and you need 2 of those. I'm going to cut another 4.5 by 12, and that's my big piece. And then your bottom piece is going to be, your bottom strip is 1.5 by 11, and you need 2 of those. 1.5 by 11. Okay, let's assemble these first. Oop, I forgot to cut the 11. I need 1 inch off the side of that strip. Okay, here we go. So the top piece, the 4.5 by 11, we want to place that at about 3/4 of an inch down from the top. Let me just make sure these are all going to be right. Yes, at about 3/4 of an inch down from the top. So I am lining my papers up to the top of my mats. Okay, so I can make sure that these are both going to be even. Okay, and this is going to be at 3/4 of an inch down from the top. This way I can fit all of them. Okay, next piece, which is it's 3/4 of an inch down from the top. Okay, so you want the middles to be together. Okay, and the inch strip that's showing, you want that on the outside edges. Okay, your two middle pieces, the 4.5 by 12s, are just going to line up right underneath that first piece. And then your third piece, 1.5 by 11, is going to go right under there. I like this because it really lets you stretch your paper. Sometimes you don't have enough to make an entire page, and it's just good to stretch a little bit. Or you have 1.5 inches, where you just have a 4-inch strip or something like that. It's really a good way to do this. Okay, so these are your biggest pieces. And they just go right next to each other. And right to the middle edge. This one's not cooperating. I'm going to turn it around. There we go, much better. Okay, and then your last piece, 1.5 inches by 11. Okay, now sometimes if you're using cardstock, you will notice that I've put a 12-inch strip across here, but I still have this little thing of white showing. And that will bother me, so I am going to just put that in my trimmer and cut that off like all the way down. But I'm going to do that when I'm totally done. Okay? And that just happens on cardstock because sometimes when they mill the cardstock, you may get like a 1/16 of an inch variation. Okay, the rest are just mats. All right, so we need, just like we did on the other one, we need 4x4 mats, 4x4 3 times, and 4x6 3 times. I don't know why I had that as 2. We need that 3 times. So both of these are 3 times. Okay. Let me get, here we go. So 4x6 3 times and 4x4 3 times. So this is exactly the same. And I'm just using different papers so that it looks different. Okay, and now I'm ready to tape these down. I'm going to tape all of these down at the same time. Don't forget, we're going to do some sticker clusters. You're just centering these on your strips. So you see I've alternated some colors on this just to, some prints on this just to give it some variation. Okay, and now I'm going to do these two. on the right side. Yeah. Okay, so those are the total bases of this. And then we need the two little boxes up here that have the tags on them. Okay, these are measuring 3 inches by 4 inches, 3 inches by 4 inches, and you need two different colors of those. So that one's already 3 by 4. So 3 inches by 4 inches, and you need two of those. Okay, and then I'm just going to put one on top of the other, and I'm just going to put them sideways, fold them towards me. Okay, and now this time I'm not going to clip from the bottom up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start at about an inch in, and then I'm just going to clip to the side. Just like that. That way they're both even. Okay, so I'll do that one again. Fold it, put those two 3 by 4 pieces together, fold them towards you. You have the open side towards you. Start at about an inch down at the end, and then just angle it and clip up. This way, all your pieces are the same size. Okay. And now those are going to become my two pieces that are going to go up there. All right, and they're just going to nestle under these little pieces. You can put more photos on this. You can put titles. Okay, and that is the base of what we've had. And you can put a strip of stickers here, your border stickers. I am using a Border Maker cartridge. I mean a punch. This is the Road Trip punch. And I'm actually just going to put it in the middle of the strip because it's too big to go over that other piece. Isn't that nice? And then this is license plate. So this is all a big road trip. Okay, there you go. And now the rest is you can just these are some of the wonderful die cuts that came in that pack. I'm going to put things like enjoying the journey. These are some fun things. Yeah, there are some really fun. Rest easy. I don't think I want that one there. But I might do road trip up here with the arrow. Just like that. Okay, and then on this side, I will do maybe like enjoying the journey, and I might put a car on top of that bottom piece there. That's kind of cute. And then maybe some detour signs, because there's always detours when you're taking a road trip. Little things like that. And love to drive. Maybe I'll put that down here. Okay, so there's a lot of fun things in this kit and also a lot of arrows. There's road trip snacks, stuck in traffic, pit stop. So there's a lot of fun things that you can put on here. Okay, so that is the variation using road trip. Tell me which one you like best. Did you like road trip? Did you like the, let's put this here, the variation using Autumn Cottage, which was the hiking? Or did you like the original Page Kit number 6? Okay, so I'm Bev DeBono. You can find my videos on Bev DeBono Designs. Please comment, let me know which one you like best. I usually post a technique video every week. And if you're not currently working with a Creative Memories advisor, I'd appreciate if you could order from my website. If you're looking to join an advisor team, I would be happy to sponsor you on my advisor team. Okay, all the information's in the comments on my YouTube channel, Bev DeBono Designs. Thanks a lot and hope to see you again soon.